welcome back to the MARKIE channel, the channel where I upload daily videos just talking about other people. And if that's something that interests you, please do subscribe. Or even if it doesn't interest you, honestly, I could do with the ego boost. But yeah, YouTube's not the only thing I use daily. I also use Instagram daily, so if you want to go over to there and see what I'm getting up to in my everyday life and maybe, like, DM me video ideas, or if you just want to, like, give me a suggestion for anything in videos, then do that, okay? It's at MARKIE. It's always linked in the description. It'll make me very, very happy. My favorite DM recently was from someone who said that I was growing too much of a mustache and said that it looked ugly, so then I inevitably cried and actually shaved it, so it's been fun. But yeah, if you want to be involved in mustache talk in the future, the Instagram is in the description, okay? Shall we get into the video? Right, you know how this works, okay? It's a topics video. We start with the smaller topics and we work our way up to the bigger stuff towards the end of the video. And that is exactly why we're going to be starting off with Jake Paul, okay? Jake Paul has recently came off his fight with Tyron Woodley. He did pretty well, to be honest, and he's recently been saying that he wants to fight Tommy Fury. Now, Tommy Fury is someone who's actually pretty big here in the UK. He was on Love Island, which I believe is potentially, like, one of the biggest, like, watch shows of the year, every year here in the UK. But Tommy Fury isn't just like a reality star, okay? He was a boxer before he went on the show. He went on there to just kind of like up his recognition, which will help in his boxing in the long run. And obviously, he's the brother of Tyson Fury. Well, they've been calling each other out non-stop, okay? And it finally got to a point where it looked like they might actually fight until Jake Paul actually posted on his Instagram story just yesterday, basically saying Tommy Fury is too scared to fight.
He's now denied 2 offers to fight me. This would be the highest payday of his career, the best thing he could possibly do. If he really believes he could beat Jake Paul, then why would you not take this? Timmy, this is your last offer. 8 rounds, $1 million. 8 rounds, $1 million. That's 4 times more than you've ever been paid. So either sign the dotted line.
So yeah, as you can see, Jake Paul said that there was an offer made that was $1 million for 8 rounds. Now, the problem is here, I obviously don't know how much Tommy Fury usually gets paid. There are some numbers that do come out after the fight, and I do remember seeing that Tommy Fury potentially got paid like 150 to 200k like up front for his previous fight. Hence why Jake Paul's saying like this is like 4 or 5 times more than you've ever been paid. Obviously, there's like different add-ons for like how much he got paid in his last fight, but basically, this probably would be his highest paid fight, he's saying. Now, Tommy Fury came out of a response of this, basically saying that like $1 million isn't that much. So I do just want to say right now, Jake Paul, if you want to offer me $1 million, you could easily beat me up, but I would happily take the money. So the offer's there. Like, honestly, I would love to be one of these celebrities who can just turn down $1 million. I genuinely don't think there's much in the world that I wouldn't do for that type of money. So yeah, clearly Tommy Fury's a little bit different. But either way, let me know your thoughts. Do you actually want to see this? Do you even care? Let me know. Now, moving on to the next topic. This is actually quite interesting, okay? So if you remember, FaZe Banks, who is one of the co-founders of FaZe, I believe. Well, he actually used to be with someone who goes by the name of Alyssa Violet. You might remember that's actually Jake Paul's ex as well. There was a bunch of like Team 10 versus like Cloud Gang drama. All a bit weird. Well, Alyssa Violet and FaZe Banks broke up a good few years ago, and you haven't really heard of anything to do with them both together in so long. Well, this actually all changed yesterday because a bunch of articles came out saying Alyssa Violet was actually trying to sue FaZe. Alyssa Violet sues FaZe Clan over promised shares from $300 million esports org. The influencer claims in a suit back in 2018 she made a deal with FaZe to trade shares in social media company Cloud Gang, which Violet co-founded, for shares in Hubrick Limited, which was working with FaZe to develop both businesses. Then it turns out this whole thing with like Hubrick Limited kind of like broke down. Cloud Gang obviously isn't a thing anymore, and it says here that according to Violet's suit, she and FaZe entered into an oral agreement to end this legal tangle with Hubrick that required her to give up her stock in the company. Once she did, FaZe allegedly promised her stock in the esports org to make up for that loss. So long story short, Alyssa Violet had shares in Cloud Gang. They were trading shares between Cloud Gang and Hubrick Limited from as far as I can understand right now. This all went a bit tits up. FaZe basically tried to sue Hubrick Limited, and Hubrick Limited countersued, and then basically to kind of solve all this, Alyssa Violet had to give up her shares, in which FaZe said to her, if you do give up these shares and we can finish this lawsuit, you can get shares in FaZe. Now, as far as I understand, Alyssa Violet doesn't have them shares, and this is why this lawsuit's going on right now, because apparently Alyssa Violet has been lied to. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. I have really low knowledge on any of this type of stuff. I'm just reading off like these articles that I've seen. If this is true, obviously it doesn't seem so great for FaZe, but it does actually say in this article that FaZe are very confident that they will actually get this solved, meaning that they might just give the shares and do what they should have done instead of having to go for a whole lawsuit, because they don't seem to be too worried about it. But let me know your thoughts. I feel like all this like LA business stuff is so sketchy, and it would probably scare me quite a bit if I ever got like involved in that and I was in LA and I was doing business with other people, because you hear stories like this so much, and it's specifically from that area. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on any of this situation. And now for a little positive topic, dead quick, okay? Jojo Siwa is on Dancing with the Stars, and Jojo Siwa actually became the first contestant on Dancing with the Stars to have a same-sex partner. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't show the video because of copyright reasons, but you can see a screenshot right here of Jojo Siwa and her dance partner. And from what I understand, I believe Jojo Siwa actually got the highest score of the day, which isn't too surprising because I feel like Jojo is a dancer, right? Hasn't Jojo got a background in dancing? But yeah, this is so sick to say. I'm pretty sure they do this in the UK and other countries already, but obviously with Dancing with the Stars in America, this is the first time they've done the same-sex dance partnership. And yeah, hopefully this should just become like a common thing. But yeah, that's sick, okay? Jojo Siwa has actually like just fully became like a mainstream celebrity, and she's doing sick. So congratulations, Jojo. Now in the next topic, we actually have one from Tana Mongeau. Now Tana Mongeau actually posted a bunch of like Instagram stories yesterday that later found on way on TikTok. It was basically Tana saying that she ordered someone to come and do like an IV for her, and they brought someone over who came over to the house not long ago and they had a bad experience with, and apparently they wouldn't leave this time around.
She won't leave and she won't stop screaming, and I'm sweating. Okay. We put a box in front of the door because she's downstairs.
Right, now one thing that does have to be said, okay, that box ain't doing anything, is it? That's a cardboard box. If she really want to get in the room, she definitely could. And I think this is why a few people actually commented on the TikTok saying that Tana was over-exaggerating, which I don't think is exactly fair. Obviously, you didn't see the whole situation. Apparently, this woman wouldn't leave the house, which obviously would be scary in any situation. But yeah, this whole TikTok is basically that, and basically talking about how this woman won't leave. Apparently, was shouting downstairs, got like her like equipment out ready to do this IV, even though they told her they don't want her to do it and want her to go. I don't really understand the whole situation too much, but that's what I could gather from the TikTok. But thankfully, everyone's okay, so I guess that's the main thing, right? And now for the last topic, okay, we are going to be talking about Trisha Paytas. Oh, fucking hell. I'm getting so sick of that. I really am. Oh, no. It's so bad, okay? But she's always doing things. There's always things to talk about. How am I supposed to not? But yes, Trisha uploaded a video yesterday called Why I Deleted 1,300 Old Videos. Now, obviously, we spoke about the other day how Trisha did delete over 100 million views worth of videos. We were trying to estimate how many that'd be. I think I said, like, it's either hundreds, if not thousands. It's 1,300, apparently, and Trisha goes on to explain why.
I was such a different person back then. I deleted all those videos. First of all, I feel awful. I feel awful about all those videos. When I was deleting them, I felt sick to my stomach that I had them up there this long. Like I was, and people downloaded them and reposting old videos and, oh, Trisha did this and they did that, and
So as you can see, it seems like these were a bunch of like old videos, as the title would suggest, where Trisha said some things that they don't really agree on right now. It's a classic case, it seems like, with these YouTubers where like a bunch of their old videos come out, they get a bunch of backlash for it, they delete the videos, and then they have to apologize for it. We've seen this so many times, right?
There's a lot of disgusting things, but the one thing I was adamant about when talking about other people, which, I've learned, like, the biggest lesson through all this is to, like, mind my own business. I know nothing about other people's lives. I don't know what they're going through. Like, mind my own business, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful for that lesson because, like...
So yeah, as you can see, it seems like this whole situation that's came out recently, with obviously a lot more people making videos on Trisha after that mysterious video came out, and after the whole frenemies breakup happened, it's made Trisha seem to like take a step back and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have these videos out, where I basically just kind of like make hit piece on people. Like, we all know them type of videos, right, where Trisha like sits on the floor usually, like that was the meme, and would like just go at people and call them every name under the sun. It seems like maybe Trisha's stopping that because of the stuff that's happened recently, which if that is the case, then I think that's a really good thing. I mean, obviously that shows a lot of growth from Trisha. Does that change anything that Trisha's done in the past? Obviously not, but it is a sign of growth if that's actually what's happening. And I feel like a lot of people right now, especially on Twitter that I saw, were kind of just saying that Trisha's only made this video because it's now happening to her, and people have kind of like caught Trisha in their lies basically, and now Trisha's kind of like trying to backtrack a little bit, and that was like the general consensus I saw. But yeah, like I said, I feel like if this is actually what's going to happen, and this is a way to kind of like solve all this drama, and they're not going to speak about each other anymore, like Trisha and Ethan, then I think it's a good thing. But yeah, let me know your predictions. Do you think this is going to end? Do you think it's going to carry on in like a few weeks? Let me know. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the video. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new. Follow the Instagram as well. That's linked in the description. There's a new channel link in the description that starts October 2nd. And yeah, I guess until then, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.
to the Y. I'm a T-star, boy, and that's forever till I die. Up and coming MC, you can see it in my eyes. Every time I grab the mic, I swear I got hypnotized.